Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Are you tired of having to watch my videos to figure out how you're getting fucked or to read a very long article to figure out how you're getting fucked? Here we've created a browser extension that lets you know before you even purchase a product and you start researching it, how you could potentially be fucked in your browser so that it doesn't happen to you. Let's say that we've created a really long article on General Motors and how General Motors has taken the data from your vehicle, transmitted it wirelessly without your consent, sold that data to data brokers who then sold it to insurance companies so that they could hike your rates based on how you drive. You may not know this when you're buying the car, but now you can. We have this article on the Consumer Rights Wiki, and when you show up on Chevrolet's page, you'll actually get this if you have our browser extension installed. General Motors related incidents, General Motors data collection and sharing controversy. And you can click it, and it'll bring you right to the article where you could learn how that company is fucking. Let's say you live in Norway and you want to buy a smart thermostat, and you're right about to buy a future home because that was suggested to you by a friend. When you go to Future Home's website, there'll be a nice little article and a pop-up over here that says Smart Hub mandatory subscription fee, where you can learn that that company went bankrupt, and right after they came from bankruptcy, they sent an update to everybody's device that required that they pay $117 a year to keep access to the thermostat. Let's say you're about to buy a Vital Source textbook. You need to buy a calculus textbook for school, and there's a couple of different places you can buy the textbook. You go to Vital Source to buy it, and you see there's an option for a lifetime license. And you're like, maybe I'll pay extra for the lifetime license because I want to really own what I buy. You can see this, related incidents, Vital Source lifetime false advertising, where it says that it's a lifetime license, but in the fine print, it actually tells you that a lifetime license can be revoked at virtually any time. The purpose of this browser extension is to ensure that people can be informed on the issues before they make these purchases. I understand that you have a busy life. You work 8 to 11 hours a day, you work 5 to 7 days a week, you have a family, you have school, and every now and then, you might just try to sneak in a life. You don't have time to read a 60-page end-user license agreement. You don't have time to research the brand of the fucking toilet seat cover that you buy before you buy one. You need to know what's going on before you make the purchase without having to do 5 hours of research on every single fucking thing in your life. And that's what the consumerrights.wiki browser extension is for. I'm going to leave a link to this down below. And there's also a GitHub page if you want to be able to get more fast updates without having to wait for the Chrome store and the Firefox setup and everything else to immediately update the extension. Because when we produce updates to the extension, there is a little bit of lag before you'll see it in the Chrome store. But if you're okay with installing it directly, you can find the browser extension on our GitHub over here, and if you have any problems with it whatsoever, you can bring up an issue over here as well, and you can also find it in the Chrome Web Store and the Firefox, whatever they call it. I hate calling these things stores, it just feels weird, but you can find this as an extension for Chrome and Firefox, which is so you can use it pretty much across the board with almost every major browser, and you can also report to us anytime you find an issue. This is a new release, so I do expect that there are going to be some issues, some bugs, some things, and please do bring them up anytime you find an issue. We want to make this as good as humanly possible, and we have a team of people working around the clock to make this as good as humanly possible. And if there's a company that's missing that you know should be featured, add it to the wiki. In order for this to work, there has to be a page on the wiki for both the company and the incident. So it's not enough to just report the issue on the wiki. We also have to have a page for the actual company themselves on the wiki, and we also have to have the company website over here so that it'll know to come up. The idea behind this is to ensure that people are well informed before they enter into business arrangements with companies that have anti-ownership practices. And if they're going to enter into those relationships, at the very least, they can do so with a bit more information. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. Thank you for making the Consumer Rights Wiki what it is. Thank you to Keith. Thank you to Jake. Thank you to everybody that worked on this extension, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.